There's only one of me in the orchestra, so I have to play over a sea of string players, so I have to fight to be heard sometimes. I didn't want to play clarinet at all. I actually started on trombone, and I was very bad, and I could barely produce a sound. And then one day, this was in grade 4, that's when we started. I grew up in Connecticut. This is when we started the band program, was grade 4. So picked trombone. That was terrible. My parents hated it. So I went back to the school, and I was looking at all the instruments, and the saxophone caught my eye because it had all these buttons, and it was super shiny, and I really wanted to play that. So I switched, and then in grade 7, I guess it was grade 7 when I started. Grade 7, I show up to band late. It was the first year that, we switched classes. You had to go to your locker, and you had to go to, find your classroom as a new school. So I ended up being late for class. I got a lunch detention, which I had no idea that was a thing until I got one, for being late. And also, to add insult to injury, I go to pick my instrument. It was a public school. Go to pick my instrument, no more saxophones. So the only thing that was left in the instrument closet was this case that was 6 feet wide and very heavy, and a little tiny clarinet, what ended up being a clarinet. The other one was a bass clarinet. And so I took one look at that case, and I thought, well, there's no way I'm carrying it up my driveway, which was literally a mile long from where the bus dropped me off. So that's how I ended up picking the clarinet. Was not, I guess it was meant to be, but it was not what I wanted. So I joined the TSO on a 1-year appointment actually in 2016. It struck me within the first couple of weeks how full the hall was in these concerts. I was shocked because I'd been playing with other major orchestras throughout North America, and I was always kind of disappointed in the attendance of these amazing institutions. Then I got to Toronto, and we were playing very well, and for a very packed house, and that struck me. So I said to my husband, wow, I can't believe how well attended these concerts are. And he goes, well, actually, I think I saw in Symphony magazine that Toronto has one of the youngest average demographic of North America, attendance. The average age is 35. I went back to work, and I looked out into the audience and tried to find people, and there was a lot of young people. 2 younger players who have a passion for this and love, who just love music and love symphonic music and playing in an orchestra or an ensemble. I would just say be patient. Hard work is a must, of course, but we're impatient people, musicians. We just want it all. We want perfection. We strive for perfection. I always tell my students, don't strive for perfection. Strive for creating a moment for the listener. Because at the end of the day, what we all are entertainers. We're there to connect with our community and show them a good time. When I go to get a new instrument, clarinet or bass clarinet, I typically play as many as are available to me, and I narrow it down. There are things that I am looking for, like on clarinet, we like to find instruments that are very resistant, so where you can put a lot of power behind the sound, a lot of air. You can play super loudly and it maintains really good focused sound. Similarly with the bass clarinet, I'm looking for that as well, something that I can really put a lot of air behind and put a lot of power behind. I really want to make sure our audience is having fun, and experiencing the music in the way that we want to present it. So, if the music is sad, I want to really make them cry. If it's happy, I want to get them smiling. If it's, shocking, I want them to gasp. I'm not one of these people that gets mad if you clap between movements. If you're so moved by what we're doing that it leads you to exclaim your joy, then all the power to you. every year around the holidays, millions and millions of people hear my instrument in the Sugar Plum Fairy from the Nutcracker. So it's in every commercial, you know, there's probably thousands of Nutcracker performances throughout the city every year. So I just find that kind of funny.